I think the biggest thing that we do that I don't know, maybe other places do it, but I think we put a real major emphasis on leadership. When
Mhm.
you were here, I guess the year after you left, we started this leadership class, and I read a lot of books. I mean, during the off season, that's what I spend my time reading. Is not X's and O's books, but I read books on leadership, like
Yeah.
John Maxwell. I'm reading a book right now called Extreme Ownership.
Oh, I've read it. Yeah.
Yeah, I just started that actually 2 days ago.
Oh,
Uh,
it's so good, man. You're gonna love it.
I know, I'm excited. I just got through chapter 1 the first day I opened it up. So um, it's a requirement for our kids if they want to be captains on our team. They have to attend this leadership class that I teach once a week over the summer for an hour. We go through different levels of leadership and ways to enact the different levels. And I usually try and incorporate stuff. There's a book I read last year called It Starts With Why.
Oh,
And we talks about why you play football. And we implemented this thing called Y Week. So the first week of football camp is Y Week, and the kids all they take athletic tape and they put why they play football in the front of their helmet, and then we talk about that. So when we're running at the end of camp, the kids set their helmets down where they can see them when they're running back. So they're looking at why they play football, and I think our emphasis on leadership has been a big deal, especially within our locker room and in the hallways. I mean, I hope that the school has noticed that we definitely since we started it, I can honestly say that we have had strong leaders, guys that are leaders in the football field and in the classroom. We haven't had a year where we haven't had good, strong leaders.
yeah, that's amazing. Makes a difference not only for athletics but school wide.
Yeah. So this will be our first year we've had good senior classes. This year we just lost a ton of kids, the Oplotnik kids. I don't know if you remember them.
Yep.
That group, Dominic Hoskins, they're all their senior year. So we've got a small senior class coming back next year. So this will be the test on whether we can actually, because the kids that are going to be seniors now have never really had to lead because they've always had this
Right.
senior class ahead of them. So we'll see if these leadership classes really do make a difference.
That's awesome. Do you guys have like most of those teams have like short quotes that like define their team for the year for whatever that certain year is? You guys have one of those?
Yeah, we change. I try and change it every year.
Yeah.
It's like our theme. So a few years ago, we hit fight was our theme, and then finish. And so last year, our thing was chaos. And so it was consistent hard work, adapts, overcomes, and succeeds. And so that was kind of our deal. And we spent anytime we need any kind of competition in the summer, we would call it, insert some chaos, and we'd put a team at a definite disadvantage. So if it was tug of war, we'd put on 2 versus 4, and still make the team with 2 they had to win, otherwise they still had to do the same punishment or the same requirements if they lost.
Yeah.
So I thought one thing we struggled with was overcoming adversity that really wasn't our fault, like bad calls that don't go our way. And I felt like we just were in the tank after that. If a bad pass interference call that extends a drive, I bet if you look back, or a bad holding call, or a bad, roughing the passer, if something like that extended the drive, and you go back and look at it, and it really was a bad call, but we didn't recover. They probably scored 100% of the time when that happened. After that, even if they didn't score on that play. So this year, our thing is faithful. We have a real problem right now with our kids about, for lack of a better word, respecting other people's time. Like, our kids are late to everything, and they run, and they don't mind running,
Gosh.
and they're tardy to class, and they go to ISS, and they don't mind it. Like, they get there when they get there. And so we're going to really focus on being faithful to our program all the time, whether you're in the hallway, showing up to class, whether you're coming to practice, respecting other people's time, knowing that they need you to be there when you're going to be there. So our thing this year is just being faithful. And we're going to tie it into talking about being faithful to your family and your wife and your job and your faith and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Man, that's cool. So in light of all this coronavirus stuff, has your goals shifted for 2020, or are they going to stay the same?
I mean, I think they have to stay the same. It wouldn't be fair to the kids to expect any less of them. I've kind of tried to tie it into our faithful thing because we're putting out workouts for them to do on their own, body weight stuff, minimal equipment stuff to do on their own. And when I talk to the kids on Twitter, I'm talking about, hey, you just got to have faith that your teammates are doing what they can to be ready, and you got to faithfully do what you got to do or what you're capable of doing. Don't make an excuse about, well, I can't get out there and do that. I mean, if you really can't do it because you don't have equipment, fine, or you don't have the ability to do something, fine. But you got to have faith that everyone's doing what they can. So when we show up, we're ready to go.
I like that. I see you on Twitter all the time, trying to keep guys like updated. And
Yeah.
I like that, man. That's good stuff. What's your long-term goals? Not necessarily for your program, but like you as a coach for the rest of this year.
I mean, for this year, we should compete for our conference again this year. You know, as far as culture and stuff goes, I'm really putting a lot of effort in. I hope to get back with the kids and put a lot of effort into developing leaders in this senior class. We got a strong junior class behind them, so making sure they're ready. You know, that's another class that can be a really special group of kids for us. Record-wise, I mean, our conference is what it is. You know, we don't have a very strong schedule. We have one team, Skyline. They'll be really good, and then hopefully us. And so the way Misha does the districts and everything, who knows what district we'll be in. Lamar has a new head football coach. Ava's still really good. You know, I don't know what to expect as far as that goes, but competing for our conference, finding a few strong leaders in this will be senior class are two of the main goals.